I think the hardest problem startups are facing is like, how do you differentiate from ChatGPT and Claude? These models are so powerful and a new model keeps coming out. Companies are trying to compete with these models or are simply wrappers around the model are probably going to get subsumed by these huge companies where, the consumer can just go to Claude or ChatGPT and get 75% of the value that they can get from a point solution and a new startup. So I think the key is really having differentiated value or differentiated data set or differentiated context or brand or network effects that Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini or Copilot are just not going to ever get to. And I think that's where companies need to really think hard about. On one hand, like SaaS is dead, but long live SaaS, right? I'd say enterprise software is hard. People are like, we're going through this SaaS apocalypse where everyone is like, oh my God, your engineer can just create, Salesforce CRM on the fly. But what I've learned over the years is that the product and the technology are actually a small part of the solution. Enterprise software is hard. Enterprises are super complex. You have tax and subsidiaries and global dirty data and lots of workflows. So it's highly unlikely someone's going to vibe code an enterprise solution. SaaS will adapt to AI and the customer support, the sales cycles, the implementations, the complexity. Those companies will continue to win because I think it's just hard. Like Oracle exists and has been around for a long time and has managed multiple waves. And SAP, same, managed many waves of technology disruption. So I think that will continue, and so there will be big winners in SaaS. Our company is all about helping find those 1,000x hands-on keyboard AI native employees. So the company is called Proven. Think of it as the NFL draft for AI talent. So what we do is we go out, we scout the world for the best AI talent. We run them through a series of tests. In the US, that would be called the Combine. And then based on their skills and how fast they can run and how well they actually build things with AI, we basically help match them with careers, investors, and gig work. The great thing about procurement is I think those supplier relationships and collaborations and being able to work collaboratively across both the internal stakeholders, help drive operational efficiency and look broadly across the market, kind of on the strategic sourcing, supplier collaboration part. I think that will always exist. Just like Excel helps people make better decisions today, without AI, AI is just going to supercharge that strength of like, how do we make the right strategic decisions? If you're a chief procurement officer, if you're a analyst, if you're a manager, the key is kind of moving away from the procure to pay process and moving more into strategic sourcing and supplier collaboration. One of the biggest issues that procurement teams have is their inability to collaborate well across an organization. More than 75% of internal stakeholders view procurement as blocker rather than an accelerator of enterprise success. It's really going to be all about strategy, strategic sourcing, supplier collaboration, and how do you work across internal stakeholders so that they're coming to you for support and to drive business better, faster, cheaper, rather than viewing procurement as we have to do this thing because the legal team is saying or the finance team says we have to. In 2030, the ideal procurement team will be certainly leveraging AI to drive process and automation, but it will be up-leveling into strategy, strategic sourcing, supplier collaboration, and working to drive better, faster outcomes for the business.